My name's Aaron. Welcome back to my channel. How are you? I'm fantastic and I'm doing really well. And today I'm viewing Bergamotto di Calabria from the house of PERRIS Monte Carlo. This is £160. That's for 100ml. And for 50ml, it's £105. And this says, rugged ravines plunging into the sea, trails trodden by goats. Finding the finest varieties of bergamot means climbing all the way up here. Where goats are, they doesn't say that, but then. Where visitors are welcome, our return journey to the homeland, the sunset Italy. Oh, I'm not reading all of that. The notes are bergamot, petitgrain, pepper, pink pepper, heart notes are orange, flower, water, neroli, absolute orange blossom, jasmine absolute. And the base notes are iris, sandalwood, vetiver Haiti, and musk. Do we have a bottle of Bergamotto di Calabria by PERRIS Monte Carlo? Are we engaged with the higher self? Let's get testing. Let's look at the atomizer. Nice, standard. What am I expecting? I classify these sort of fragrances, bergamot-based fragrances, as clones, even though they're not. That concentration doesn't matter if they're EDB concentrate, whatever. The moment you put citruses together in this amount, I think of it as a cologne. And a cologne, I think of something that you can wear in high heat, something eloquent. I've loved some of the fragrances I've tested from this house, so I'm very excited to try it on my skin. This is very nice. This is the house, this work is really great. Classic perfumery, this. Sweet, fresh, floral, lily of the valley. I mean, bergamot is the star of the show. I wanted to explain briefly as well, when I say on my site that it says bergamot exclusively blended for my house. I don't know if I've told you. What that means is there's a French company who I get my essential oils from, and they blended in different types of bergamot to my specifications. I have my own bergamot that no one else has. And the difference is, makes my work. And it's obviously I'm going to utilize it if I've spent that amount of money on it. It was really, really delightful to work with a company to get my exclusive personal blend. I love the amount of naturals in this. Actually, the vetiver, bergamot, other citruses giving support. This is definitely unisex. Absolutely, so men and women could both wear this. This has been built around being super clean. So this is a super clean fragrance, inoffensive, natural smelling. And they have supported the bergamot beautifully with acetates, linalool, lily of the valley raw materials. The choice of musk are key within this. Clean, clean, clean. This is calaxolide and ambroxolide, and together they give you cleanness. Calaxolide is used a lot in fabric conditioner. It gives you that sort of fresh, it's slightly sweet as well, slightly fluffy. So that slightly sweet, clean fluffiness works beautifully with the linalool acetates, the linalool, and the bergamot. Super and a top note musk, giving further lift to the formula. I think this is gorgeous. Originally, I didn't like bergamot because there's much cheap bergamot. Bergamot, you really have to choose good quality. I think if you're going to spend money, I think it has to be on the naturals. That's where I think you should be spending money. There is such a difference between cheaper citruses and more refined citruses. There really is no comparison at all. And bergamot, the cheaper variations, smell sort of heavy and they're sort of slightly more colored. And lemon is the same. The cheaper essential oils generally more colored. There's always something off by it, and they don't blend very well together. Whereas better quality essential oils blend together more seamlessly. You get that blend, that beautiful sort of blend. This smells very summery. The mandarin is giving like a wood aspect to this. So I really think what they're doing here is they're taking bergamot and they're sort of enhancing it, sort of finessing it, pulling it out and giving it everything it's got. Lily of the valley raw materials can smell sort of slightly sweet as well. So this is a sweet, clean core to the formula. Very classically built, so this is a really sort of classic way to build acetates, giving sparkle and effervescence through the formula. On to my final thoughts. So I've thought when I've reviewed citrus heavy fragrances in the past that if a house generally does really, really good work, the citruses are, I think, where you're really going to see the skill. Citruses are really notoriously hard to work with. They are volatile. If they are poor quality, they don't blend. Oxidize very quickly as well. So you kind of have to use a BHT to stabilize the formula as well. So that's the first thing. Citrus heavy fragrances are notoriously difficult to, I think, get right because they kind of go off very quickly, and because you have to stabilize them, and then they don't blend together very well, and they can jar and stick out. So when the quality's there, you kind of get something really glorious. The second part of the reason why I think that they are the most difficult of all the fragrances is to make smell finessed. When you've got things that are so volatile, you notice sort of missteps in the calculations in chemistry. You can sort of see through it. That kind of makes sense. When you're dealing with patchouli, vetiver, woods, all these sort of heavy oriental things, sort of things are hidden a little bit more. You get sort of if something doesn't go together on the dry down after an hour. With citruses, you get whether the perfumer handled it correctly immediately. You sort of can't hide behind anything. You can see through it. And you can see through it and see kind of mistakes. You can feel mistakes as well. The flip side of that is that if the perfume's done a job, it smells seamless, airy, light. It smells great. Everything's sort of been positioned correctly. Too much hedione and things, you get nothing. Too little hedione and you kind of get something too heavy. So you kind of need to get that correct position within there in the formula. The third thing is that working with citruses, because they're so volatile, to make something substantial and long-lasting is insane. Combining it with smelling, the good quality, nature of the essential oils, just the skill in making something, kind of all of it is really, really difficult. You've really got to get it right. And the skill, the full skill is when they scale it up or compound it. If the person who's doing the compounding, I do my own, which I hate doing. I think I'm gonna start outsourcing it because I hate making, it's just so sticky and messy and gross. Even if you're tidy, it's really horrible to do. And it's the thing I really want other companies to start doing for me, actually, because I hate doing it myself personally. Anyhow, but if the compounder doesn't do their job properly and doesn't follow it exactly, is having say if they're having a lazy day, I think the difference between myself, I care about, what I'm doing. And when I scale it up, if it's not right, it doesn't go out. And I've pulled things at the last minute because it's not right, but that's because it's my work. And I think if all perfumers did the compounding, it'd be a different story. When you have someone who doesn't really care, it isn't their work, they just want to go home, they're not going to give that care and attention to it. And so that's the fourth step in this. And if everything's right, you get a really, really great scent. And that's what's happening here. I love it. It's giving real bergamot to me. It's giving sweetness. Bergamot has a really sweet nature to it. It always reminds me of Earl Grey tea, of course. I used to do it with my mum when I was a child. That's the most English thing I've ever said, Earl Grey tea. And we used to have toast with butter on, granary bread. Mum used to make jams as well, so homemade jams on top of that. So that was me and my mum's thing. Cup of tea. I had a great childhood. I love my mum very much. She was amazing, amazing woman. But that kind of takes me back to that memory. So this smells very much of bergamot. This is in keeping with sort of everything. I think it's really, really great perfumery. I'm giving it a 9 out of 10. The 1 mark coming off is simply because I love it slightly more punchy. I'm going to mark it in 2 ways, which I think I've done once before. If you're after natural smelling perfumery, if you're after something light, linen-like, sweet bergamot, it's a 10. But if it's me, which it is me, I always want things like supersonic and smashing and all the rest of it. That's kind of my nature. And I'm like at a 9. For me, I would love some aroma chemicals in there just to really kind of pop it out and give it that sort of metallic, up-to-date. I was thinking robots. I don't know why. Reading a lot about robots at the moment. Sort of, that sort of like futuristic feel to it. I would love that in this. And they would get a 10. But it's beautiful, beautiful perfume, and I don't want to distract from that at all. I'm going to give it a 9 if it's me. I'm going to give it a 10 if it's for someone who loves natural smelling, gentle florals. Very, very beautiful. I think this house is great. Really looking forward to trying the rest of this stuff. It seems to be becoming my new favorite thing, my new sort of thing. So if you love that review, thumbs up and subscribe for more fascinating, interesting content, lots of moving hands, and lots of fragrance reviews. Hope you're staying safe and well. See you soon.